The 2026 Australian Open has already delivered a festival of tennis, setting new records and thrilling fans with world-class performances from the sport's brightest stars. On January 21st, Melbourne Park was abuzz with excitement as an unprecedented 103,720 fans poured through the gates, setting a full-day attendance record for the third time in just 4 days of the main draw. With the tournament's electric atmosphere and a string of dominant displays from top seeds, the season's first Grand Slam is living up to its reputation as a global tennis spectacle. At the heart of the action was Aryna Sabalenka, the world's top-ranked women's player and two-time defending Australian Open champion. Sabalenka opened Day 4 on Rod Laver Arena with a commanding 6-3, 6-1 victory over China's Zhuoxuan Bai, racing to a 5-0 lead in the opening set before Bai's clever drop shots forced her to work for the finish. Sabalenka eventually needed 7 set points to close out the opener, but never looked back, powering through the second set with her trademark aggression. The Belarusian is now eyeing her 5th Grand Slam title and will next face Anastasia Potapova, who ousted former U.S. Open champion Emma Raducanu 7-6, 7-3, 6-2. Reflecting on her journey, Sabalenka's focus is clear. She's determined to extend her reign in Melbourne after winning the trophy in both 2023 and 2024 and finishing as runner-up the previous year. Her early dominance this fortnight suggests she's well on track. The women's draw also saw third-seeded Coco Gauff breeze past Serbia's Olga Danilovic 6-2, 6-2 on Margaret Court Arena, showcasing the form that has made her a fan favorite and a serious contender for her maiden Australian Open crown. Teenagers continue to make waves in the women's bracket. Mira Andreeva, seeded 8th, dispatched Maria Sakkari 6-0, 6-4 in a statement win, while Victoria Mboko, 17, and Iva Jovic, 29, also booked their places in the third round. The 12th-seeded Elena Svitolina advanced with a 7-5, 6-1 win over Linda Klimovicova, adding to the international flavor of the tournament. Zeynep Sönmez of Turkey, lauded for her sportsmanship in the first round, delighted a vocal crowd with a 6-2, 6-4 triumph over Anna Bonder. "I really appreciated there were many Turkish people, and I felt like I was at home," Sönmez shared after her match. "At first I couldn't even hear my own thoughts. It was very, very loud." The men's draw was equally gripping. Spain's Carlos Alcaraz, the top seed and one of the sport's brightest young talents, overcame Germany's Yannick Hanfmann 7-6, 7-4, 6-3, 6-2 in a spirited afternoon encounter on center court. Alcaraz, just 22 years old, is chasing his first title at Melbourne Park and aiming to become the youngest man to complete a career Grand Slam. Reflecting on his performance, Alcaraz admitted, "I didn't see myself playing that good, but then talking to my team, I realized that I played better than I thought. I'm still getting used to the conditions, getting used to playing better." Germany's Alexander Zverev, seeded third and last year's finalist, faced adversity in his night match on John Cain Arena. After a half-hour rain delay and a scare over a sore left ankle, Zverev regrouped to defeat France's Alexander Muller 6-3, 4-6, 6-3, 6-4. "I took a painkiller. It was fine after that," Zverev explained. "I was a bit scared because it was toward the Achilles tendon. I just wanted the physio to check it out. After the medical timeout I was moving fine, playing fine." The raucous crowd fueled his comeback, with Zverev later remarking, "The atmosphere is insane. The crowd is wild. I love playing here." Australia's own Alex de Minaur, seeded 6th, delivered for the home fans with a gritty 6-7, 5-7, 6-2, 6-2, 6-1 victory over Serbia's Hamad Medjedovic on Rod Laver Arena. De Minaur weathered a barrage of big hitting from his opponent before taking control of the match. "I weathered the storm. He was hitting the ball really big and deep," de Minaur said. "I'm super happy to battle my way through." The Aussie is hoping to end a long drought for local men at their home slam and will next face number 29 Frances Tiafoe, who advanced with a 6-4, 6-3, 4-6, 6-2 win over Francisco Compsonal. The drama wasn't confined to the top seeds. Andrei Rublev, the 13th seed from Russia, overcame a spirited challenge from Portugal's Jaime Faria, winning 6-4, 6-3, 4-6, 7-5. The United States' Tommy Paul, 19, made quick work of Thiago Agustin Tirante, 6-3, 6-4, 6-2, while Portugal's Nuno Borges came from behind to defeat Australia's Jordan Thompson 6-7, 9-11, 6-3, 6-2, 6-4. Other men's seeds to progress included Daniil Medvedev, 11, Alexander Bublik, 10, Lerner Tien, 25, Cameron Norrie, 26, and Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, 14, who survived a 5-set thriller against Riley Opelka 6-3, 7-6, 7-3, 5-7, 4-6, 6-4. With so many matches unfolding across Melbourne Park's iconic arenas, Rod Laver, Margaret Court, John Cain, and more, the tournament's energy has been palpable. The crowds have responded in kind, with packed stands and a festival-like atmosphere that has made this year's Australian Open one for the ages. Looking ahead, the tournament promises even more fireworks. On January 23, 24-time major champion Novak Djokovic will take on Francesco Mastrelli in a second-round clash, while two-time defending champion Jannik Sinner faces Australia's James Duckworth in a primetime night match on Rod Laver Arena. Naomi Osaka, a former champion known as much for her on-court prowess as her off-court style, will meet Sorana Cîrstea in what's sure to be another crowd-puller. With records tumbling, stars shining, and the world watching, the 2026 Australian Open is proving itself a true celebration of tennis. As the action intensifies and the field narrows, fans can expect even more drama, upsets, and unforgettable moments in the days to come.